Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with you. Welcome to our June Fireside Chat. I'm grateful to be here with you as usual. But before we begin, I want to acknowledge the heaviness in our world today. The recent bombing in Iran has left many feeling shaken, afraid, and heartbroken. We hold in our hearts our Jewish residents, our Muslim staff and neighbors, and anyone with ties to the region. In moments like this, it's important to recognize our shared humanity. And so today I want to reflect a bit on power, its presence, its absence, and its impact. I'm just 2 weeks away from my 2-year anniversary as CEO of Horizon House. Thank you. And, it feels deeply personal for me to share that, I feared leadership for a really long time. And not because I didn't want to serve, but because I feared what power can do to people. Since I was young, I observed how, these well-intentioned people could lose their way as they gain influence. And it made me hesitant. I didn't want to become disconnected and cold, self-serving, or any of those things. And, research does show that power can erode empathy. And I believe that. I really did. So I'm here. I'm here because I've learned that power can be grounded in community, accountability, and compassion. And it doesn't have to change us for the worse. It can make us more aware, more responsible. And diplomacy, something that's been so important, to the founding of our country, it's the art of listening and engaging. We've watched it fall apart. The dismantling of institutions like U.S. aid and the Foreign Service, it shows how little value has been placed on dialogue. And without diplomacy, today's decisions can impact generations to come. And so I want to, just read this quote, the future depends on what we do in the present. That is so true. And there are consequences to unchecked power. But in moments like this, it's easy to feel powerless. It really is. The systems that we once relied on, our legislative branch, it's just largely absent. And the judicial branch, it's failing. It's failing. It really is failing. Today, just the news that came out feels, pretty unbelievable. It's supposed to be objective. It's supposed to uphold and protect the Constitution. But where we really can focus on power is the difference that it can make in everyday decisions. I recently watched this movie, just by a show of hands. Has anybody watched the movie Straw? Okay. So, I will just say this to you, if I want to give you a warning, please only watch it if you have the emotional space. But it made me reflect deeply on power and how, when it's used or misused, the impact it can have on people. Power, it's not always explosive. Sometimes it can be quiet and thoughtful and kind, or cruel and careless. And so here at Horizon House, I will tell you what I've seen in power. I've seen it used for good every single day, in the way residents care for one another, in the generosity of your giving, in your activism, and your environmental stewardship. We do have power. We have influence in our families, our social circles, and our communities. And let's be mindful and use it to counterbalance the bad with good. When you see someone misusing their power, whether it's a peer, a policymaker, or someone in your own network, let's call it out. You might be that voice that brings someone back to a better path. Today we have a full agenda as usual. I think this says May agenda. We mean June, but we'll make that change. The months are flying by, we have to admit. We're halfway through the year, so we've got, Brenda's going to come up and give some new staff introductions and milestones. Then Valerie's going to introduce us to our new neighbors. And then Sue Jones and Jack Carr and Ruth Ann are going to come up and give us an update of where we are with Partners in Caring. Then we're going to have our renovations updates, and then I'll be back up for bright spots and announcements. So I will turn it over to Brenda.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I have a few new staff members to share with you that have recently joined our organization. So we have Trin, who's joined us as an elder care assistant in our assisted living department, as well as Eshika, as well as Emily. I'm struggling with this name. It rhymes with Emily. It starts with an A. It's Emily. And Elazar as our new housekeeper. And then we also have a few milestones to celebrate. So just as a reminder, we celebrate milestones for every 5 years of service. And so in this presentation today, we have 4 different individuals, one with 10, one with 15, one with 20, and another one with 25 years of service at Horizon House. So we have Les, who works as our security officer. He's our lead. You may or may not see him, but he's usually here at night patrolling and keeping our community safe. We also have Han, our diet aide. Rihanna, she is an elder care assistant in our assisted living department, as well as Naomi, who is one of our elder care LPNs. And now I'm going to turn it over to Valerie to introduce new residents.
Thanks, Brenda. Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce some of our newest residents. Martha, would you mind just standing and just quickly waving? Martha was born in Rochester, New York, and splits her time between Horizon House and a home in Merida, Mexico, hence the delay in introducing her. She earned her BA, MS, and JD, and worked in nonprofit management as an attorney and as a chaplain. Martha's interested in national and local legislation, sewing by hand, and painting watercolors. She is a member of Friends Committee on National Legislation, the ACLU, and Southern Poverty Law Center. Welcome to Horizon House, Martha. And Merle, I saw her in the Fireside. There she is in the back. Merle was born in Ketchikan, Alaska, and has lived in a variety of places. She earned her BS in home economics from the University of Washington and worked for the Unitarian Church and as office manager at American University. Merle enjoys quilting and reading and is a member of University Unitarian Church, the ACLU, Cascade PBS, Sierra Club, and a book club. Welcome to Horizon House, Merle. And Tom McKinnon. Tom, thank you. And Tom, I think, is our last resident we have to thank for his patience during our fire panel situation, delaying his move. Tom was born in Wallace, Idaho. He attended Gonzaga University, where he earned his BA and JD. He worked as Assistant Attorney General and as an attorney. Tom enjoys staying active, international travel, and reading. Welcome to Horizon House, Tom. And next up, our Philanthropy Committee.
Good morning. It's nice to see all of you, as we do every month. And I'm here with Jack Carr, my co-chair. I'm Sue Jones, and we are the co-chairs of the Partners in Caring campaign. It's my pleasure today to tell you that we have received, as of now, $320,000 of our $500,000 goal. Thank you, everyone, as always. This one. Did you do it? Oh. Your gift your gifts, as you know, support three major endeavors that we do here. One is the residence assistance that we use to help our residents and our neighbors who have, for no fault of their own, had their resources cut, and we support them so that no one ever has to leave Horizon House. As you know, it's a popular way to have our resources used. It also supports staff scholarships and the scholarships of the children of some of our staff. We had a wonderful party since the last Fireside chat of those folks, and it was just great to see what people are studying, how they're being helped, how appreciative they are, and how nice it is for us to see that we are making real differences in the lives of those people. And enrichment grants are the third thing that we do, and these are the grants that we give to support the activities that we have for our own use, and they're all over the place. We buy mics, we buy assistance for people in assisted living. We buy, I think we bought at some point iPads for our two people who work in the Monday market so they can keep track of all the stuff that they have coming over their desks and so far. That's very helpful, and we appreciate that so much. So again, thanks to all of you. Thanks for getting us toward our goal, which we expect to make by the end of the year. And that's how long this goes. We have until the end of the year to get to our goal. Thank you. Now, Jack.
Well, we just want to remind you of the ice cream social coming up. It's where we celebrate all the gifts that you give to Partners in Caring, and it's a great time to ignore the diet and really chow down. So we hope you will join us there. By the way, we'll also mention that those of you who want to get in line, make sure you ask for Mary Ann Count's double sundae. All right. I just want to remind you there are lots of ways that you can, in fact, give to Partners in Caring. And if you're one of those people who likes to wait till the end of the year, either for tax purposes or perhaps you want to wait and see whether or not you can have the money to give, it's always worthwhile to let the folks know that you are pledging that amount, and that can be then counted into the final account. And let's see, what else? I think we want to remind you, you can give any amount. And we also want to appreciate the fact that one of the things you might consider is if you're running toward the end of the cycle with your food allowance, rather than let that play out, you can also gift that to Partners in Caring. So that's a good use of that funds. And now I think we have Ruth Ann has some announcements to make.
Thank you so much, Sue and Jack. And as Sue mentioned, we had our staff scholarship party at the earlier this month, and to celebrate all of our recipients. And did anyone attend that party? Yeah, it was a really special celebration. I will have a PowerPoint. We made a PowerPoint which listed a lot of the recipients and what they're studying, and I'll have that in the Fireside Lounge if anyone would like to look at that. So far this year, $45,000 has been distributed to support Horizon House staff and their dependents, and last year over $143,000 was distributed. Yeah, it's a really special program. This is a group photo, but this is only a portion of the people that have received scholarships. And here's just a photo of Deborah. She took a dance class, and she thinks that it has really enriched her teaching here at Horizon House. And I wanted to share the awarded spring enrichment grants. So we have a summer party to celebrate Horizon House Gardens, military flags, mechanical pets for assisted living. Explain. So if anyone doesn't know, these are mechanical pets that can provide a lot of comfort to the residents in assisted living that make sounds and move, and the residents could pet them. And there's different colors that someone might want to a black kitty or a red kitty. So there's some different options. Okay. I got the comment to bring one time. We have organizing supplies for the medical equipment room, a 3D printer for facilities, which will be really helpful for making small tools and making items, specialized items. Ukulele workshops for the ukulele players, and a consultancy for the Horizon House archives, which we're very excited about to really grow the archives and make it the best it can be. And pool equipment storage to kind of manage the items that are all of those funny shaped items that are in the pool room. And I just want to let everybody know the Enrichment Grant Committee consists of Marianne Counts, Kathy Cullen, Nancy McReynolds, Susan Brash, and Helen Jones, and they vote on the enrichment grants. The next deadline is September 15th, so please let me know if you have any ideas. And finally, philanthropy has moved. We are outside of Wellness, right next to Divya, so please come visit us. Thank you very much. And now it's Eli.
Thanks, Ruth Ann. Happy Friday. Thank you for letting me speak in front of you. All right, so renovation. So speaking of, well, why did Ruth Ann have to move? Well, yes, lots of projects going on. We have the North Tower corridor refresh that is essentially finished except for the upholstery replacement. And we also have the second floor activity rooms and offices projects. This is the project that has caused so much noise this last month, especially in the promenade just out here where we had to, behind the temporary wall, modify some structure. Let's see, it's going to be a great project when it's complete. We expect it to complete before the end of the year. And it'll consist of a new break room for frontline staff, a training nook, and also a staff meeting room. Yeah, so it's underway. Still some work to do, not quite finished. And let's see here. So upcoming is a new grease interceptor. This will start in late July. You're probably wondering, well, what's a grease interceptor? When, right? So the city doesn't like it when we just dump grease down the sink. So any food service kitchen in, I think it's actually King County, it needs a kind of a basin to catch grease as it flows to the top, skim it off, so that it doesn't get into the municipal sewer line and clog it all up. And since our current grease interceptor for what we use with the terrace dining room is located in the west wing garage, and we need to obviously demolish the west wing, we're moving it over to the loading dock, which means that it'll disrupt some loading dock activity for a couple of weeks, but will be better than ever with a new grease interceptor. It is probably the least exciting project I've ever done, and it's what's that? But important. So this will begin around late July, and we expect it to be complete by early September. Let's see. Also, yes, philanthropy. So we all know this, that once the West Wing is taken down, by code, we still require some egress for the dining room, and that secondary egress is going where philanthropy offices currently are. And since we're starting this project, we've moved philanthropy. We've moved philanthropy to B1, like Ruth Ann said. I wish I had a picture of Ruth Ann, but here's one of Charlene. So this puts it into perspective where it is in relationship to the Wellness Center. Yes. And also Sandy Shear, she's over by where Amanda's office is, on the first floor here, next to the lobby. And then also accounting has moved to apartment 17D. And Christy Seymour, our CFO, she's on the other side of this wall in the sacristy of the chapel. All right. And in general, again, don't forget about where you can provide comments. I read them, although there was somebody who wrote something recently and I forgot to get back to them. Oh, I do remember. Yes, and I think I did get back to them. Never mind. But I assure you, I get back to everybody. I save the comments. Let's see. We do have an upcoming presentation in the spirit of our West Tower speaker series, how the last one was that seismic design meeting in July 21st. We will have Methuen present the sustainability features of the West Tower. And then also, just a reminder for everybody, the First Hill Improvement Association, it's our neighborhood, and it's a neighborhood worthwhile to engage in. So today, since it's the last Friday of the month, we are having First Hill Happy Hour over at Ananas. Ananas is right across the street from Town Hall. So if you want to join other like-minded neighborhood folks, they're called neighbors. They are, it is from 5 to 7 p.m. at Ananas today. And then also coming up is trivia at the mansion. So the Simpson Green Mansion, which is just 3 blocks away, there'll be trivia. I don't think it's First Hill Improvement Association who's sponsoring it, but it is a local event that I think would be fun to attend. And that's all I've got. Erica?
Thank you, Eli. All right. We're moving pretty fast today. I want everybody to get out to the farmer's market and shop. All right. I am going to ask Don to come on up and just do a bit of update on where we are with reservation deposits and talk about where you can get marketing materials. So come on up, Don.
Thank you, Erica, and happy Friday. We know summer's getting closer because the 4th of July is getting closer, so we know summer's coming soon. But thank you for this opportunity. You know, sales, we don't shy away from a microphone, do we? We did, I'm so proud of, right here, that's right, I'm sorry, we're sales, we like to move too and dance around a lot. We had a great event yesterday over at Redmond in Trilogy where we had at least 40 plus people, 27 households were represented. A great turnout. So we're going out to the market and saying, hey, we'll tell you about Horizon House, why it's so great, and then come to us. And we had Al and Jane Bender, who are future residents of West Tower, speak on our behalf, and they just knocked it out of the park. These folks are wonderful. They did a great job, and they looked at us and said, hey, we'll host an event in our living room at home if you want to do that, Don. So we have some great resources out there. As you can see, we're so excited. We're so close to 50%. I think we're at 49% right now. 98 reservations. We had three this week alone. Again, I want to ensure you that we love your help. We need your help. We need your good words. As a reminder, we have these incredible postcards that Love & Company, our marketing partner, created for us, really for you, to share with your friends. You can write a little note, throw a little stamp on it. We'll stamp it for you. But these cards are available. There's 6 different cards with 6 different themes on them. It's a great way just to send a little note to a friend and give them a little push on why they should come and meet with us here. Also, and I can make those available, I have been putting them in the mail room. I don't know if I've been breaking the rules about that, but sales tends to break rules to make sure we get things out there. We also have these, I mentioned these, I think, last month. We did finally get the order in of these tri-folded little brochures, you could say. They're little information kits. They're available too. We'll make these available to you. We have plenty of them down in the sales department. As always, you're welcome to come and see us right around the corner from our friend Brian's office down there. So we appreciate all your support. Remember, HH Connect has a form that you can place a referral in. And when you hit send, I know for sure now, because I think we had a little snafu, that it's going right to our sales coordinator, Nate, who's then turning it over to one of us to respond to one of your referrals right away. So again, thanks for the opportunity. We appreciate everything you do to help get this new tower built and keep the current towers filled. I know Valerie back there appreciates that as well. There's a question there? No, I have not. I'm going to turn that right back over to my good friend to my right, your left, Erica.
Thank you so much, Don. And I do want to share, in our small group session, we had some residents say, my friends can't wait for the West Tower. Well, we're one community. We're Horizon House. The West Tower is not all that we want to talk about. We want to talk about the entire campus. So please feel free to connect with your friends and encourage them to get on the wait list or come look at Horizon House anywhere on the campus. But I also want to put this plug in. If your friends do think that the West Tower is too far for them, if they have children, think about their children's age. The West Tower is not a one-time thing. It's not all about 2029. We have to keep that building full for many years to come. So if you or your friends have children in their 60s, that's who we want to be talking to. We want to help them make their retirement plan. So 60 is the perfect age to start sending postcards to people, to start planting the seeds. Many people here told me that they were, in their late 50s, early 60s when they first got on the wait list here. So I just wanted to put that plug in for you. I do want to talk a little bit about the 70% number. We put 70% out when we first designed this project. And as Don stated, we are moments away from 50%. Hopefully something will come through over the weekend or by Monday to put us there. And so, I want to put this project, into perspective for the community because, I really had to have it put into perspective for myself. A typical expansion project might be, 15 units for an expansion. A typical new building for senior living is about 100 units. The typical time frame for it is 2 years from the time they start building to the time people move in. The West Tower is everything but typical. Not only is it 202 units all at once, on a very tight space on a campus, in the middle of a city, but it's a 4-year construction project. And so we do have to rethink about what 70% means to us. As we've been talking with other senior living communities, one of the things we know, even within a 2-year project, people put a deposit down, and by the time it's time for them to move in, they don't. We saw that with our friends at Skyline. They had 77 units. I want you to think about that. That Olympic Tower is 77 units. If we were building a 77 unit today, we'd have a wait list already. But we know that unit, that community didn't fill up right away. And so those lessons learned are so important to us. One of the reasons why we're so grateful that you've welcomed our future West Tower residents on the campus is because we don't want that to happen. We need people to move in. We want, when 2029 comes in, there's no hesitation. But we also know we're going to have to resell units. Life happens. There are going to be people who cannot wait, who might end up moving on our current campus prior to, or have to make other decisions. And so, 70% is not our goal. Our real goal is that we open our door at 95%. That is the goal that we've set for ourselves. And that's the real measure of success for us. And that we open our door and that we have enough people waiting in the wings, like your children and your friends' children, that we can keep our campus full for many years to come. So I just wanted to put that out there so people really understand what we're really marching toward. We're marching toward people actually moving on the campus. The deposits don't guarantee that. All right. So I want to give a couple of announcements. Our Freeway Park in Bloom, that's put on by Freeway Park and sponsored by Horizon House, was rescheduled from June 21st. They have a new date. It's going to be on Saturday, August 2nd in the Seneca Plaza. So we hope that you'll come out and have fun and enjoy that event. It's all free, all are welcome, thanks to Horizon House. Farmers Market Day, always so exciting. I know that people have getting excited to go out and get some fresh produce and flowers. One of the things that's important is that we really shop it. This is a great time to invite your friends and family to come over, because the more business that we give that market, the more they can expand it, and we can have more things right here on First Hill. So excited today that we have the Horizon House Pride Parade. Starts today at 3:30. We're going to gather in the Fireside Lounge at 3 o'clock. We hope that you all will come out and celebrate with us. So important. It's such an important part of our community. You can participate by marching or just watch. Please, wear something colorful, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But we want to celebrate pride. And in particular, I just think about the Supreme Court and their decision. We want to be able to stand and lift our voice. After the Pride Parade, we're going to continue celebrating, and we've got a little extra special treat this year that it's a surprise, so I'm not going to tell you, but we want you to come out to happy hour. We have a happy hour in the bistro. Your first beer or wine will be on the house, and then, please go to the terrace dining room if you like and have the prime rib dinner starting at 5. So today is going to be a fun, festive day. I always want to let everybody know when I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be out of the office on July 4th, and then I will be going to the Leading Age National Board meeting in Philadelphia from the 14th to the 16th, and then Beth will be out July 2nd through 4th.
Erica, sorry, correction on that. You're actually out until the 18th, not the 16th.
Oh, thank
My
you.
mistake.
No, that's okay. Thank you. Oh, this is so bittersweet. We want to thank and give a great farewell to Chef Steve. I hope that many of you have had a chance to wish him well as he, moves back home to California to be closer to family and, restart his career journey, doing something different. Different meaning maybe not senior living or maybe not with Morrison. He's exploring all kinds of opportunities, but, we really have enjoyed having Chef Steve here with us. He's a great partner, a wonderful chef, and just listen to what Horizon House residents really wanted, from their dining experience. So we'll miss Chef Steve. Recruitment is underway for a new chef, so stay tuned. We do have a guest chef. We have an event coming up, and one of the benefits of having Morrison involved is that when we have, these types of transitions, they can help us because they have a large, team of folks who can come and support us. And so we will have a chef from San Francisco coming and helping us with some of our events.
Erica?
Yes.
Sorry, did you want to mention his choice to not have a farewell?
Yes, thank you. So we heard loud and clear from residents that, you celebrate some people and other people you don't celebrate. And we really do try to respect people's wishes. And so Chef Steve chose not to have a big public celebration. He had a small celebration with his team, but he chose not to have, anything big in public. But, we certainly wanted to. We wanted to celebrate him. He's been a very important part of our community. So thank you, Beth, for that reminder. All right, now on to our bright spots. So our AL Bright Spots, we have open garden with multiple sensory stimulations. I don't know if you've had a chance to go out there and see that, but that's been really exciting. We're taking advantage of our gardens this year, knowing that we're going to have time without them. Want to let everybody know that Memory Cafe has returned. We heard loud and clear from people that they did miss having it. We're starting off small, but Claire, one of our new team members in AL, is leading it. And, we urge you and encourage you to participate. If you enjoyed the previous Memory Cafe, please share some of the things you loved about it with Claire so that she can incorporate it. It's a beautiful picture of our Horizon House singers. Many of you have heard me talk about our outreach to community and how important it is for Horizon House. It's actually one of our organizational goals. And so I wanted to share this with you. Our team members, they visited fire station number 10, which is the fire station that supports us the most. And they, took our wonderful dining team put together kind of a breakfast pack that they could take to the firehouse and that the team could make for breakfast. We knew that they didn't have the capacity to kind of come here and eat, but they can, they cooked when they're on shift. And we went just to say thank you. They respond every time we have an issue. They're here. They help us with our elevator issues when we have, any kind of emergency. And to build just good community, we wanted to say thank you. And you'll see us doing a lot more of that. Here's another bright spot. We're so proud of Emily Wallace. We have been sending our emerging leaders to the Leading Age Washington's Leadership Institute, where leaders get to meet with colleagues from all over the state. They work on a project. Emily will be bringing her project back and sharing it with all of you. Her project is phenomenal. I'm really excited for her to share with the community. But we're so proud of her. She graduated this past week. We were all, as you see in the picture, we were in Washington. Brittany was also there with us as well. But if you see Emily, please congratulate her. This is a year-long fellowship type program. She's back there. Wave your hand, Emily. Thank you. Yeah. It's a year-long commitment, where you are really deeply immersed in learning your project, learning about the industry. And Emily didn't miss a beat in communications either. So, thank you, Emily, because your investment in your development benefits all of us. We also want to congratulate Lori. Lori has been elected to the Leading Age Washington Board of Directors. We're so grateful to have a Horizon House voice at the state level, shaping policy and shaping things that are happening within aging services in our state. And although we shared about Christy last month, she wasn't here, and she's here today. But last night, oh my goodness, it was a wonderful, wonderful celebration. We attended in honor of Christy. And I have to tell you, Christy, very selfless. A lot of the folks got up and talked all about themselves, and that they wanted you to, but Christy took it as an opportunity to share all about Horizon House and aging services. And it was a really important room we were in. Christy was on the stage with CFOs, the CFO of Amazon, the CFO of Starbucks. They were also award winners. So this is very prestigious. But in that room of all those people, she lifted up Horizon House and she posed a question and had a call to action around what are they considering for their plans. So I can tell you, I'm sure there are people who, went home and had to do some, thinking like, do I have a plan? So it was exciting. It would really be exceptional to get that CFO of Starbucks to come live here, even if he just has an apartment sometimes and becomes a donor of Horizon House. But all right, we have plenty of time. So if there are any questions or comments that you'd like to have, we've got some microphones coming around.
Is it on?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'd like to suggest that you skip those little pieces of paper that we find under our windshield wipers on our cars that are telling us that there's going to be an event and that the garage is going to be used, the North Tower garage is going to be used for that. Invariably, I am halfway down toward I-90 before mine blows off. So I think just an announcement by the elevators is sufficient.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that feedback. Got Tim. Okay.
Thank you. Could you give us a quick update on the University Cafe project, please?
Come on, Eli.
Thank you. So the University Cafe project is, I think it's through the University Cafe. So the bistro, our existing bistro, it's going to be expanded to be larger than ever. We will be relocating the executive offices to move up to the second floor, and we're going to use that entire space for the expansion of the bistro, which we're calling the University Cafe. It'll be much more than a bistro. It'll help supplement our existing dining room. The project will begin in 2026. The design is essentially complete. In September, our plan is to provide a really robust presentation with Morrison to explain the operations of our food service vision, along with Methuen, who's obviously designing the physical space. And the presentation will include the vision for the 33rd floor restaurant of the West Tower. Yes, yeah. Oh,
How do we reach the Monday market now that that corridor is closed off?
It's still open from the dining room. Although when people are walking down Executive Row, it's closed off. You could still access it from the dining room.
Okay, thank
Right,
you.
you're welcome.
Let me take the opportunity to make an announcement about the election season that's coming up. Starting this coming Monday, 7:30, here in this room, we will have the candidates for the two City of Seattle City Council candidates that we will vote on in our ballot. And then the following Monday, we'll have the candidates for County Executive and the School District number 5 that we vote on. And then the Monday after that, that's July 14th, it should be quite interesting because that's when the mayor and the city attorney candidates will be here.
Thank you, Tim.
I have a question about the actual expected date. Does the West Tower will open? I was told that in one of the small group sessions, the date 2032 was actually when it was going to be opened.
No, it's going to be the first quarter of 2029.
Okay.
2032, let me clarify 2032. 2032 is literally just kind of this time of measurement. We have a very conservative approach to when the building has to be full. Our goal is to be full on day one. 95% is relatively full on day one. But in terms of our financial measurement of performance, that starts in 2032. Building will open 2029. You almost gave me a heart attack. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, any more questions, comments? All right, well, we hope to see everybody back in the Fireside Lounge at 3. Thank you so much.